And welcome everybody to a brand new episode of the Stars of Destiny podcast. I am your host, Marco Flores from Nerd in the Bay, and with me, as always, is Luca Blight. I'm gonna give the news now. Newly affiliated Twitch streamer, Luca Blight. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy about the affiliate status.
Yeah.
And I like that introduction.
Yeah.
I like it very much.
Cool. You just got that email, right? Like
literally
minutes.
like 30 seconds ago.
Nice. Yes. Congratulations, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so it's gonna be bits here on out, or subscriptions, donations, all that stuff.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah. I'm not asking for it or nothing
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
What I ask for is people to follow and enjoy the streams and just come hang out.
Yeah, for sure. And if you haven't checked out Luca Blight's streams, you should definitely do so. I added on the video portion of this podcast, twitch.tv/King Luca Blight, all one word basically. And that's where you find him. He's doing right now. He's doing Legend of Dragoon. You did like what 4.5-ish hours of the last stream?
Yeah, 4.5 hours today.
Nice. Okay.
And I've been saving Suikoden 2 for when I become affiliate.
Yeah.
Because I want to have the emotes ready. I want to have all that stuff. I'm getting a pretty good artist to get some pretty good emotes ready, including the Beast Rune, by the way.
Nice.
We're gonna have that guy as one of our emotes. We're looking at having Beast Rune pieces as like your channel points and
That's
stuff
cool.
like that. So
yeah.
So we're gonna have some fun stuff ready. So Suikoden 2 is gonna take a little bit, guys, but we will be doing it. Trust me, and it will have a lot of fun things on.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, and especially when you have all these moving parts that you just need to schedule this part and plan this, and once it's all together, it's gonna just be awesome. With the emotes and alerts and all that stuff. It's gonna be awesome. So yeah, really happy for you, Luca Blight, Twitch affiliate. Just working your way to maybe getting partner. So that's the next.
That'd be nice. That's a dream.
That's the next big goal. So yeah,
I think that's quite a ways away.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it takes one stream at a time. That's all I can say. One stream at a time. All right. So today, what we're going to be talking about is from the last episode. Is that we are going to finish off the rest of the Kickstarter. So like that's where our starting point is going to be. In the last episode, we were going through the stretch goals of the Kickstarter. And we're going to finish off the rest of them. And then later on in the episode, we're going to be talking about the Reddit AMA. I have the questions that they responded to, Rabbit and Bear Studios. So I'm going to read off the responses and questions. Luca Blight's going to just, see like whatever he thinks or if there's a response to it. And then finally on the last portion of the episode, we're going to talk about like what to do now that the Kickstarter is all done, and now all we have to do is wait 2 years basically and with the news of recent of the Xbox and PS5 being revealed with price points and all that stuff. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first part of the podcast, we're going to talk about the Kickstarter. So let's see. I think where we last left off, I'm gonna pull it up, and so from the last part of the last episode, we were talking about the Kickstarter. Let's see, like we literally just talked about where we started. So after 9th character joins, right? Is that what we agreed on?
Yeah, I think that's when we left off.
Okay. So let's see, and that was backer vote. Okay, was that Skeleton King or is that the ninja? That looks
I don't quite remember. Yeah. It's been so long since we've got.
So yeah, so like when we're looking at this Kickstarter now, okay, I think this was Skeleton King. If that's the case, because if you scroll down more, 10th character is also a backer vote. So, okay, so 3.125 million is the 9th character that joins. It was a backer vote for anybody who is a backer to vote on who this character is going to be, and I actually want to see if it actually shows up on the let's see, hang on, I'll do that. So like as you see the videos, they go through like a slide of pictures, and there was a vote of like Skeleton King, New Wave, Warrior, Vampire, old school vampire, and then like a Game of Thrones winter type character that looks too familiar of like Game of Thrones type vampire. So you had these a vote of which type of vampire that you want in the game. So right off the bat, I fell in love with Skeleton King. I did like New Wave Vampire too at the same time, but like Skeleton King did it more so for me rather than the I think vote A or vote D. But Luca, like, did you have a particular liking towards any of the vampires as you were looking at the choices?
Well, Skeleton King is the closest to Necklord, so that was the one that I liked. But I think it's a travesty that we didn't have one almost uniquely looking like Necklord. Maybe there's a legality thing there or something.
Possibly.
But yeah, Skeleton King is the closest that we have to Necklord, so just out of nostalgic purposes, that's the one that I gravitate towards.
Yeah, I think that with A, vote A, that's what the closest they were trying to get to. He looked more of like an older, like maybe some long hair vampire, but it wasn't exactly Necklord. But I think that was the closest iteration of what Necklord, I guess, would be like now in the sense. Oh, okay, so classic vampire A, it had an eye patch, has a cane. New Wave, it looks like he just looks like a young like stallion like vampire. And then Skeleton King, and then D, the Game of Thrones look alike. So I just feel
like the base of Skeleton King, because Necklord used zombies. Right? He used zombies all the time. So the fact that the Skeleton King was there, that's the closest thing I gravitated towards. But when I looked at all the options, I didn't see Necklord in any of them.
Okay,
maybe they're just going their own way. But Skeleton King, in my opinion, was probably the closest you can get, just off what you see and what it used, like what the character is. So that's my final thoughts on that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, Skeleton King, I just fell in love with Skeleton King. He just reminded me of like Brook from One Piece. Just that he's
fair.
He just looks like that. Like he's not like frightening, but he's like, because now like as time passed, you find out that his name is Marcus. He's kind of lonely in a sense. He does have an army, but he's lonely at the same time. So like he has that sense of belonging. So like it's kind of funny that a vampire quote unquote king is looking to have like some companions to hang out with. So when you get to recruiting, like you're gonna have this Skeleton King like dude just in your castle town, just hanging out with his undead army too. So I find that funny. But also as the vote of so during that time of the Kickstarter, New Wave Vampire and Skeleton King were neck and neck. They kept on either like one was going, being ahead of the other, and it was very much neck and neck. It was like a race at this point. And then so at the end of it, Skeleton King won, but people that were like clamoring for New Wave Vampires, like, oh no, but we want him there too. So like Yoshitaka Murayama just stated that we'll find a way to either implement New Wave Vampire as well, or I'm just trying to make sure I cover bases, or find a way to utilize all of the vampires that's in the vote, like either like lesser type characters or like maybe some like throwaway your Dan type characters. We don't know, but I know that Yoshitaka mentioned that they want to implement New Wave at the very least. So Skeleton King is going to take the spotlight, but New Wave Vampire will be there in some form or fashion, and maybe possibly the others that didn't get as many votes as well. So that's pretty cool that they went that route. So so that was the 9th character. That was 3.125 million. So 3.175 million was a flag design mode, which is pretty interesting. We don't have really gotten a flag design mode in any of the Suikodens, have we?
Nope.
No, right? So we kind of wonder how this is gonna work out. Are you gonna put your own images in there, or are you just gonna make it have pick a pre-select portions of like what the flag may look like? We don't know. Kind of cool though. You get to design your own lion bear flag if you want to go with the victor route with the fortress, or you just make something totally different. And it'll be.
Oh, you know what I'm.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well,
We're flying the Highland flag.
Highland flag, because okay, so when you said that, I was thinking like, okay, either Highland flag or it's gonna be like a dying pig. Like I don't know what you were gonna, I don't know what you were gonna do.
Dying pig's the mascot, man.
Okay, got it. Gotcha. All right, so yeah, flag design mode is gonna be something of your own taste. Whether you're gonna go like a super serious, like yeah, this is our flag, or something comical, it's gonna be up to you, and we get to design it. So that's pretty cool. Let me see. 3.25 million. This is where it gets interesting. We get DLC called Another Story Marissa. So, I'm not really not familiar, but like I'm not sure if this is going to be a prequel type story for Marissa, or if this is going to be post maybe endgame type story for Marissa. I'm not entirely sure, but we are getting DLC, which is pretty cool. Of Marissa, a character that is getting more recognized and popular within the States, basically, just being a person of color and being in like the main cast of characters. I mean, Luca, any thoughts with this DLC?
First of all, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, out of all the characters that I saw come up, if they were going to expand on any of them, I was like, I don't know who they would pick. But Marissa seems like a character that a lot of people would enjoy seeing fleshed out more, see more story of. You know, I know we haven't played the game yet, but I feel like the hype around the game and the characters, she seems to have a lot of people gravitate towards her.
Yeah.
So the fact that they went towards her really shows that they care about the fans, and I'm really happy that they picked her. I personally am flat out just gonna wait to the game and play it out before I give too much of my final thoughts on it.
Sure.
But I'm happy to see this, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.
So very, very happy to see this. I'm, and if it is, I hope it's not a prequel. I hope it's a sequel after. I hope that after the story, it leaves you wanting more, and then you go, oh, here's Marissa going on in her own quest, and then you do her quest. That would be really great.
Yeah.
If it does a prequel, I mean, more content's more content. So.
For sure. Yeah. No, for sure. I think I'd like to agree with you with that. For Marissa being a sequel, after the end game of Eiyuden. If anything else, if there's going to be an Eiyuden 2 or 3, I would love this to be kind of like the link towards like either Marissa either becoming the main quote unquote star or main character, or just to set her up to where she's gonna be, if she's gonna be in a quote unquote sequel, to where she's gonna be in the next sequel.
Maybe she's the new Apple.
New Apple. Whatever it's gonna. Whatever it's gonna look like. Like the new Vicky or something. Or Jean. Yeah.
Hopefully not Vicky.
Yeah. So, so that's cool. Marissa has her own like story to tell. I don't know exactly how long it's gonna be. Like, I mean, they're drafting out like the ideas of it, but it's not fully fleshed out. So we'll see what we'll wait for the news and see what they're gonna be talking about when it comes down the pipeline of what else is they're gonna be talking about for the game. But Another Story Marissa, that's pretty cool. Out of all the characters, if there's any other like DLC that you would particularly would be interested in delving into?
Not really at this point. At this point, I'm just focused on the main game. I was happy to see Marissa get the DLC for sure.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even think of characters getting DLCs until it got mentioned, and then I was like, oh, that's actually a really cool idea. In terms of other characters, I'm gonna wait to see the game. Once we see the characters come out and we see how they behave in the story, we don't even know if any of these characters are gonna survive. Right?
True.
There could be a ton of characters that die throughout the story. So I could pick a character right now, right, and then they can turn around and then just to be dead like 10 minutes into the story for all I know.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I'm gonna hold back a little bit on that
until
I actually play the game.
Yeah.
And once I do, I will definitely have some characters to talk about.
Cool. Yeah. No. Let's go ahead and do that, because you say that, I'm like, yeah, that's true. Someone you could either can turn to be a bad guy, or they could just flat out die because Yoshitaka chooses that character. So, but yeah. So Another Story DLC. That's pretty cool. So now we're moving on for 3.325 farming system. Like what? I mean, to think about it. Yeah, I mean, to think about it, it's like, okay, yeah, farming system. I'm already thinking like Suikoden 2 with Tony, just gathering seeds and you know, giving it to him, and then having your crops and whack-a-mole, and that's it.
When you picked up the horses and stuff.
That's
like
true.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah.
Boring. Next.
So I mean, like, I think they'll find a way to make it more of a unique system rather than just like, oh, grab these items and give it to quote unquote farmer characters. So we'll see what happens.
Man, they turn this into Farmville. I'll play it.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, we'll talk about like what the companion game will be, but yeah, I think that's what they're kind of. It sounds like what they're setting up in a sense, but yeah. So we'll move on from the farming system to the duel system. 3.425 million thing that I was looking forward to, and I wanted to see more fleshed out. Yeah, the duel system. That's, like I mentioned in the last episode. The portion of the game that I look forward to most, because I grew up playing fighting games, and just as we were playing the Suikodens, just trying to figure out like what they're saying is either going to be like a quote unquote wild attack, or a desperate attack, or a regular attack, or a defend. You're just trying to make your choices, and it's usually based around the main character. And like for me, what I mentioned was, I want this to expand more so of like a lot of the other characters as well, in a Coliseum type fashion. You know, like say like there's a bracket standing, and like, oh, so I was gonna say Sane. Sane is like the champion, but like Marissa is coming up in the bracket in the standings. So it's gonna be like who's like the best out of your army type of thing, and it can be like competitive in a sense. So like that's the grandiose idea I see of like the duel system. But if I'm being realistic, it's probably gonna be based around the main character. But I hope they evolve from that. Is what I'm trying to say too. So, Luca, any thoughts on the duel system?
I think it's gonna be your basic duel system that you saw before.
Yeah.
As you go through it, you run into a few duels here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think they'll expand on it. So we saw a bit of it in Suikoden 5. Right,
mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
you saw other characters able to step in and duel for you,
yeah,
and stuff like that. You got to see the tournament, kind of like the tournament you were talking about, except it was a story tournament.
Yeah.
It's 5. So if we see, I think we'll see a little bit more stuff like that, because a lot of people liked that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we're running into the run-of-the-mill duel system. But even then, I had a ton of fun with the duels.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, that's what I look forward to most when I played the games. Is just the dual part. Like, yeah, I like the RPG combat, but like when it came to one-on-one, like, yeah, that was it. That was doing it for me. So yeah, 3.6 million card battle mode. Card battle. Anything the card battle that you would like to see, even if it's from another like Final Fantasy, Tetramaster.
Final Fantasy 8.
8? Okay.
Final Fantasy 8. I liked that card game.
Yeah.
If they maybe make some alterations to make it a little more fun, a little less, predictable, maybe a little harder. But yeah, they do the Final Fantasy 8 card battle system, that type of thing, that type of game. That'll be really fun. Maybe you can walk around and just challenge anybody.
People. Yeah.
You walk up and just challenge whoever on the street to a card game. And you win a card from them, or you get from them.
Yeah, you get your rare cards, get your deck basically. The best deck as best as possible. Yeah, that would be cool. That would
be my thing.
Yeah, I like to agree with you on the 8. I do like the 9 as well, but like I lean towards more the 8 myself.
Well,
so.
Everyone knows I hate Final Fantasy 9.
You do hate 9, about. So like, yeah, you're like, what is this? Yeah, so I do like
that game's dead. I'll skip on from that.
Yeah.
Everyone in the comment section can tell me
how
wrong I am.
You let us know what you think of what kind of. Oh, you let us know what kind of card game style that you would like to be implemented into this card battle mode. Whether it's the
hopefully
8,
not 9. About 9.
So yeah, you can tell Luca Blight like yeah, more 9 style, or yeah, you can say like, oh no, I want the 8 style. So yeah, let us know in the comments and tweet at us as well. Let me see.
Everyone that wants Final Fantasy 9 stuff, they can sit there and watch that crappy Godfather movie while they play the crappy Final Fantasy 9 game.
Hey, I'm sure there are people out there that are doing that exact situation.
That sounds like to me. That sounds like the cure for insomnia.
Oh gosh. Oh man. So yeah, card battle mode, that's pretty cool. We'll see what that's gonna entail. 3.7 million ranking mode. I think when I think of ranking mode, like the immediate thing is like watching a Suikoden 2 stream. That's the most recent thing that I thought it was the statue of who you use most, who's like maybe your quote unquote most valuable player. Ranking mode, that's what I think of in terms of like, okay, who's being most used, or who's doing the most damage, or who's healing the most, or whatever. Like, any thoughts there about the ranking mode?
That's what I thought, but it would be like kills and damage dealt, most heals used, most that kind of stuff. It could be something like that, or it could be maybe the duel system is linked to it. Maybe you choose who you duel with, that kind of thing, and who's got the best dueling record. It could be something like that, or it could be an online thing. Maybe they have some sort of function that is cross-platform, that you're able to compete with others in some way, shape, or form.
That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'm thinking now, because we're talking about the ranking mode. If the ranking mode actually matters in some form or fashion, that it actually like kind of boosts the character that's in, say, like the first place or whatever. Maybe like just a little smidgen like more damage, or like a little smidgen more HP, or maybe it somehow unlocks like a state of like just being in a berserk mode or whatever. But like just for the ranking mode to matter, basically, like, sure, yeah, we're more inclined to think that it's gonna be, it's just a ranking mode, who's first place, and that's that. But like, if you want to like really immerse your game with the functions that you're gonna have, ranking mode, anybody who was at the top, it gives them like a boost of confidence sort of feeling, and then you kind of see it through the battles that they go through. So like, yeah, that would be pretty interesting if the ranking mode actually makes a difference, actually matters, versus a person that's like either like not ranking as high, and then you kind of see the performance of that character not doing as well as you think they should or something. So we'll see what that ranking mode entails. 3.8 Heart of Gold theater mode, theater system actually. So I mean, I thought of the theater mini game from 3. Like, what about you?
That's exactly what I thought of.
Yeah.
Like, I like it when we both have a different idea, but this time, no, it's 100%. We are on agreement of that. That's immediately what I thought about. Was number 3, and I liked that. So I guess we saw a little bit of it in 2 and 5, but not like we did 3. Like 3's was really fun, actually. I enjoyed that little mini game.
Yeah, I did too.
So yeah, if it could be a carbon copy of that, I'd be happy.
Yeah, same here. I think I know like what you enjoy about it. Like for me, it's just seeing what kind of combination of characters like would do what. Like, sure, give me a character. Who's that? Nash, yeah. Say Nash is like, yeah, he's stellar as a main character, but what does he look like as a tree prop, And you play around with these combinations and see like how these plays play out, basically. So I'm kind of curious if that's what we're gonna see more of, or if they have any more outlandish ideas of what a theater system could be. So we'll see. I'm excited for that one when I think about it. But yeah, theater mode. Or it could actually just be like just you play cutscenes, and that's actually it too. So I'm hoping it's the theater like play mode myself. But yeah,
I hope it's not just play your cutscenes. Like,
yeah.
No, thanks.
Let's see. So 3.85 million. Patience is another backer vote character. 10th character joins. So at this point we were seeing that, hey, they're not going for 108. We're going for 110, since 108 is quote unquote Suikoden's number. We're going for 110 here. Patience, it's another backer vote character. It was a ninja vote. So you had the list of the images of what the characters look like, with what the vote would be, or who would win the vote. This one was more. It wasn't as close as Skeleton King. Actually, yeah. Skeleton King and New Wave Vampire. Everybody loved Ninja D, and I did too. Like, I voted for D. Yeah. So I mean, I do like all the looks of the characters. I think A was the most reminiscent of like young Kasumi. B was like maybe a little bit older, like a little bit more teen cooler. C was like the Kakashi type character from Naruto, and D was just like, oh yeah, no, she's total bombshell, looks badass, and kind of like your Ulan type character from 2. So yeah, so everybody voted D. I voted D. Luca, you voted D as well.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It just seemed the most obvious to me. She seemed the most badass. So I was like, that's the one.
Yeah. So
as much as I love Kasumi, I felt like going towards the more badass style was the way to go with this character.
Yeah, and not to say that we're going towards the more badass type of cast of characters. We're still getting our teenager soldiers and teenager age characters, but I think us as a community, we are leaning towards the most almost the most ridiculous or badass. Like with Skeleton King, he's kind of looking ridiculous, but he looks badass at the same time. And then with the ninja character, just looking straight badass. That was the 10th character. And let me see. Okay, so let's see. 4 million DLC is the origin story for it's a backstory novel actually. So this was a little bit interesting. Backstory novel, and he said it was DLC. So they mentioned that they're going to write a novel about Eiyuden basically, and I guess this is going to be like a prequel to they didn't, because let me take a look. Let me look further down, because I know there's another DLC for. Okay, yeah, it's down there actually. So this DLC is more so of I guess setting things up, not like the companion game that we're going to be talking about at the very last stretch goal, but it sounds like it's just setting things up for what the situation is. Have not read into what exactly it's going to be, but it says backstory novel. I know Yoshitaka mentioned about writing an actual I'm not sure if it's manga novel or it's actually like a book novel that they're gonna do, but it says a DLC, so it's gonna be added into the game as well. Luca, any thoughts about this stretch goal origin story?
So what this kind of says to me is people crave lore, right?
Mm-hmm.
I found that as I was going through my Suikoden stream, was that the more I talked about the Suikoden lore as I went through, the more engaged people got in the chat, and the more people to enjoy what was around. So I think they're really going down that road. I think this backstory is going to tell us more about the world. So when you played Final Fantasy 15, if you watched the movie, you kind of had the story already.
Right. Yeah.
But it was very action based, right? Where it kind of left you going, yeah, but why is this like this and this like that? And you were still left with a bunch of questions. Where I think with Eiyuden, what they are looking for is, this is the world, and we're going to explain everything to you. So the biggest problem people had with Suikoden was that there were so many unleft questions, right? Too many unanswered questions.
Yeah.
So I think this is a way of showing you, this is the world, this is the rules to everything, and this is why things are the way they are, which is fantastic. I will definitely be giving that a read.
Yeah, for sure. I will too. I'm curious what origin story is going to entail in terms of how they're going to set things up. Why is location here? Why is this army the superpower? Why are these people maybe less of a threat? I'm interested in how these locations and things are going to be setting up, where the characters are going to be lifted up in terms of this is how they became the quote unquote main character. This is where Sane come from. This is where I'm forgetting his name. What's the main character's name? Noah. Sorry, yeah, Noah. Where he's starting from and that sort of thing. So that's what I'm interested in. Okay, so yeah, that I'm interested to see what origin story is going to entail from that. 4.25 million. The Depths Hero Mode. Are we looking at like an ultra difficulty mode, or are we looking at?
I think so.
Is that where you think so? Okay.
I think so. That or a hardcore mode.
Hardcore
where,
mode.
And if your character dies, they're dead.
Ooh, permanent death. Yeah.
Yeah, permanent death.
Okay.
You know, that's a strong possibility,
Mm-hmm.
and I would love it.
And
you have a mode where, you know, you want all 110 characters, 112 characters, whatever it's going to end up as, who knows at this point. If you want that, and you know, you have a harder time doing it if your character, you know, passes out in battle, they're dead. That'd be something.
Yeah, yeah.
Permadeath extended past the army battles.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, you say so, like permadeath from like regular battles.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, man.
Ooh.
No Phoenix Downs here.
No sacrificial Jizos. None of that. Okay.
None of that. No resurrection rune.
Yeah, I was also thinking like a horde mode of, you know, like say like there's a, you know, you're into your regular RPG battle and there's like 4 or 5 enemies. What if they double that? Like, oh, there's like 14 enemies you have to go through just to finish this battle, sort of thing. So like maybe more monsters in battles, maybe more like in the army battles, however they're gonna do it. You just gotta weave through all of them. So like when I think that, I think of what we, at the time of this recording, PS5 showcase happened already, and you know, all the games that are that's gonna be unveiled and released on launch. That's what they showed. So it makes me think of the Devil May Cry 5 special version with Virgil, as there, like you see in the trailer, there's a bunch of enemies rather than from the original Devil May Cry 5, like maybe like 4 or 5, maybe 6 or 7. You have like 10, 20, 30 enemies on screen, and then you have to just whack your way out of it. It's almost Musou-like when you think like maybe like a Dynasty Warriors. So like maybe they'll try to do that in a RPG battle sense. You don't know. So yeah. So that is hero mode. Go ahead.
Final Fantasy X.
That's
right. If you remember, when you're in the sphere, after you go up against the Luca goers when you're playing Blitzball.
Yeah.
When you're fighting the water enemies, as you kill them, more come in.
That's true. That's true too. Yeah. Yeah.
Waves of enemies came through, so they could do the same type of thing as you're killing these enemies. More and more come in. They could do something like that. Yeah. But I'd rather the permadeath.
You permadeath? Yeah. Yeah. That'll just add to the playability, because like, you know, we have some crazy Suikoden fans that are out there in the community that just want to do Nuzlocke and want to, you know, do what is that? You said 16-hour speed runs that you said for the world record.
Well, I think the world record's 11 hours.
Oh yeah, you said. Oh yeah, that's right. You did 16 hours.
Yeah.
World record speed running while you were talking to Twitch chat. Yeah.
I still did 16 hours.
That's nuts. And you were talking to chat, and you were getting everything, and
I was reading off all the chats, all the stuff, like all the characters. I was talking to the chat. I was explaining Suikoden lore.
Yeah. And
then I looked at it. I was like, "We're going to Grangmenster. It's only like 15 and a half hours." Wow.
I just left. Right. Like, what is going on here?
Yeah, I was like, "Look at that."
Oh man.
And yeah, it just shows how fast you can complete that game if you know it that well.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so that's hero mode. 4.3 million asynchronous mode. So like, when they say asynchronous mode, it's basically what, real time? Is that what that is, or our time?
So so what that tells me is maybe, I mean, this is just me kind of thinking out loud here, but there was a lot of stuff that might be like time constrained.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So maybe you have to get to certain spots by a certain amount of time. So for example, Clive, you have to get him to certain locations by certain time mounts, right? This we can do. So maybe this one, like, because the number one complaint about that story was that it was just too hard for some people to do because they like to enjoy the game. Right?
Yeah.
So maybe this allows you, say there is some time one, say you beat the game normally, but you missed out on that story. Well, now you unlock this mode on my own time to be able to see every single story arc, regardless of the time of the game that you're finishing.
Okay, got it.
That's just me thinking out loud. I mean, if by no circumstance am I talking about fact here, people. It's just me thinking out loud.
Yeah. So like when you say that, I'm kind of curious because because this was asked on an AMA, not the Reddit AMA that we're going to delve into, but the AMA, the Discord AMA. They were asking about if there's going to be any time constrained quests that people are going to be running into, and then Yoshitaka, I think, confirmed that they're not trying to keep that as restricted. Maybe they're either not going to do that, or it's going to be less severe as Suikoden 2. So
I mean, I could be flat out wrong here, people.
Yeah.
But that's just what that said to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows? We'll find out.
Yeah, we don't know. Like when I see that, like, is that just like our own time, like in real time, or what, what's that? So I'm not even really too sure about it. That's what Luca Blight is thinking of. So like we'll see once all of this is all released. So let's see. 4.35 million, a new style Fortress asset pack, and this is DLC. When you see this, it's maybe what Fortress customization.
It could be, yeah. Maybe you turn your town into a fortress and you're able to kind of custom design it.
Yeah.
Or this is what I've always thought about Suikoden is why do you always have to have you're just fighting at it from your home base? Wouldn't it make more sense if you created forts and like compounds along the way?
Yeah.
Back. So maybe, just maybe, that's what that is. You get to design your own forts and compounds and camps and stuff like that as you advance forward. I mean, who knows? Again, just thinking out loud, but
yeah.
That's my thoughts. What they come to. Let us know in the comment section below what you think about the Fortress asset pack, because that sounds like the most fun to me.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think as we were going through the Kickstarter and all the information that is given to us and questions that are being answered, is that we're gonna expand beyond our fortress castle to having forts, like fortresses, like your Victor and Flick fortress, like that, maybe that type of size. Maybe we'll have multiple. We're not sure, but they did kind of confirm that that's the idea is to have like multiple, and we'll see like what that looks like in terms of attacking, defending, positioning in that sense. So we don't know. That would be interesting because we usually are just so used to just coming from our castle and then either whatever the location is, attack, defend, rather than like have all these locations and then your reinforcements can come from this side, that side, kind of throw the enemy off of having more reinforcements than they originally thought. So this is interesting. This can very well be like I just changed the look of your fortress, but thinking and visioning of like just to have multiple fortresses and you get to customize it in terms of however you want to customize it. Maybe having it an attack type fortress, having a defend type fortress, whatever it's gonna look like. But yeah, that's curious because it's a DLC. So yeah, that's new style. Let me see. 4.4 million, good offense, battle defense mode. What do you think when you see that? Because maybe like tower defense.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Was maybe we have some sort of tower defense mode in there, or maybe you get to customize your own defense for your castles and forts and camps and stuff like that. You get to, say you still get attacked by other enemies, and say this one character is better at defending from high ground, the other one's good at defending gates, the other one has their own preferences, so you kind of look at your character and find out who's best at what and situate them. That way you have your defense mode ready, and then you get to stop oncoming attacks. That's just that's interesting. Let me see. I mean,
when I just read that, I'm like, oh, that may be like a tower defense. So maybe, yeah, like you mentioned, like, you know, having certain characters in these defensive positions, they are able to do abilities. They're able to affect the, like, quote unquote rewards that you may, you know, either successfully defended a location sort of thing. So I mean, yeah, we'll see. That just, it does sound like a tower defense thing for me. Maybe it'll be much more than that. So yeah, we'll see. So we're almost finishing off with the Kickstarter. 4.5 million. State of Mind. This is the another story, Sane. So we're gonna get to see like what makes Sane tick, what's gonna happen with this character, whether it's gonna be a prequel or a sequel. We don't know what the story entails, basically. But yeah, any thoughts on like just expanding on what Sane could bring to this game?
Well, I thought he was an interesting character.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that this would probably, if it is going to be at the end of the game, at least then we get to see where they go from there. It could be a prequel. I don't like the prequel idea.
Yeah.
Because I like being able to advance with the character set, like make it matter, right? So like say at the end of the game, he's a high level with good equipment, then you go on to do his own story.
Yeah.
And you got to carry on from there. I like the idea for sure. So the fact that they're ready to do a DLC for this guy means that they put a lot of work into him.
Yeah.
So that makes me think that there's going to be a lot to this character. So that actually makes me pretty excited for what could happen in his DLC. It's nice to have these DLCs, just like I keep bringing this back up with Final Fantasy 15. They had their own DLCs for each character that followed you around.
Yeah,
you used them as the main character.
Just them.
And a lot of people that didn't like the actual Final Fantasy 15 game liked the DLCs because you got to use someone other than Noctis.
Yeah.
So maybe they're going for the same thing as, hey, you don't always have to use your main character. You're gonna have DLCs where you get to use your favorite characters. So
okay.
That's my only thoughts towards it. We don't really know a lot about him yet, but we will soon.
Yeah, we will see. So yeah, interesting that we're gonna get a Sane DLC. Like you said, I'm hoping it's gonna be more of a sequel to see where he may be, if there's Eiyuden 2 or 3, or if this is gonna close off like his story of everything that culminated to what the main game is gonna be about, and then like you see maybe the quote-unquote Joey side, if that's what they're gonna try to go for, or if they're just trying to do something totally different. So we'll see. I kind of rolled my eyes when I said Joey's side, because I don't want them to rinse and repeat what they did with Suikoden 2, but since it's becoming the inspiration for this game, I do want to see what they do more of evolving the idea rather than just copy and pasting Joey's story, basically. But yeah, and let's see, 4.5 million. This is the very last stretch goal, and this was unveiled on the last 48 hours, I believe. 48 hours of the Kickstarter, maybe 24. I'm not too entirely sure. Was A Quiet Place, a companion game. So they're gonna have a separate companion game to prepare for Eiyuden. So what they described this as, kind of like your basically your Farmville type game where you're gathering the resources to set up your quote unquote fortress castle, to have like the supplies, the resources that they're gonna have once you start on that section of the game. So maybe you'll take control of a character that's gonna be doing all this stuff, and then once you get into the main game, like, oh yeah, all this is ready, and maybe this character that did all that from the companion game will have either some sort of significance, or maybe they'll just be like in the background because their time of being in the game is done, and then you take over as Noah or Sane or whatever, so yeah, it sounds like it's a resourcing collecting type game where you're just setting things up to where the main game is going to be. But pretty interesting that they're putting a companion game that is separate from the main game. So yeah, any thoughts with this companion game, Luca?
Not a lot. It sounds. I mean, you think you hit the nail on the head for it, right?
Yeah.
Like, it sounds pretty self-explanatory there, and it's probably not going to be overly exciting, but I hope I'm wrong. That being said, I mean, it's more content, it's more stuff Suikoden Creators, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy with all the goals we reached. It's insane for 4.5 million. My God. Like, honestly, everybody that donated, like, give yourself a pat on the back.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, a round of applause to, the creators of this game. Like, they really listen to the fans, and they know that what we want. So, just a fantastic end to this Kickstarter, and I can't wait to see what they do with this.
Yeah, for sure. So, like, when the last 24 hours of this Kickstarter was happening, we weren't even remotely near the 4.5 million. We were probably at, like, when I look at it, maybe at like 3.7, 3.8 maybe.
I was at 3.67 the last time I looked at it.
Yeah, so like we were nowhere near 4.5, but like at the very, very end, you guys came out in droves, and I guess maybe just wanted to just get those super tiers, maybe of wanting to be in the game, having your name in there, having your pet cat, your pet dog, being in the graveyard, being a soldier. Like a lot of you guys like donated hardcore, and when I woke up, like, we got it. I was like, what the heck? We got the companion game? That's nuts.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I looked at it. It was like 3.6, and I'm like, all right. And I just stopped paying attention to it. And it actually wasn't until a day after, because I just already thought in my head we didn't reach it. And then I looked at Twitter, and then there it was. I was like, what?
I was like, what the heck? That's
what
nuts.
Just happened here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pleasantly surprised, guys.
Yeah.
Pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that is the Kickstarter. Actually, there's actually more additional information of what like we were just talking about. So I just want to just delve into that really quick. So as we were talking about hero mode, it says hero mode, plumb into the depths of specialized randomized dungeons with your chosen party. Take unique challenges not found anywhere else in Alron. Plan your team wisely, as certain members will be stronger against specific foes. Be careful though, because your party members will tire over time, making fights harder as you explore deeper into the unknown. So that makes me think of like the what's that? The 100 level dungeon from Tactics. I don't know if you ever tried.
Yeah, that's immediately what I thought of the Root Global.
Yeah. So and so like you're going through these levels. You're trying to see if you can make it. If you can't, then maybe you get like some sort of reward at hitting like the 50 level mark, or you hit all 100 levels. So like this is interesting. That is like kind of like a stamina survival mode of dungeons, and you pick your party, you stock up, you make sure you're optimized as hell, and you try to knock out as many levels as you can through these dungeons. So that's interesting, hero mode, rather than what we were thinking of like maybe a horde mode or permanent death mode. But we'll see, because maybe they'll add more to that. So like
these little blurbs on the bottom, like I read them, and like they only gave you a little bit of info to go on. So that's why I kind of went the other direction on them. Like the on your own time mode. I mean, it says that like you have like AI controlled data with other players and stuff. I was like, that can't be all of it. You know, like there's no way they put out goals and this is the only thing to it. There's no way. There's got to be more to it than what they're giving us here. I think they're gonna wait and kind of surprise us with it.
Yeah,
like,
that is possible.
These little blurbs here, they don't tell you enough of what it is. Like there's a little bit there, and I mean that's why I didn't really mention it, because everyone can read that. Yeah. But I'm mentioning what I feel like they're hiding. Right? Suikoden is like these writers have always done this, right? These creators have always done this, where they let you think you know what you are perceiving as the entire truth, and then when you get to it, there's way more to it, and there's way more to experience. So that's why I don't believe these little blurbs that's all it is. There's gotta be more. There's no way.
I see it. I see it.
Always surprise the crap out of us.
So I understand that.
I take these blurbs as like a okay, so that's like 5% of what this mode actually.
Exactly.
It's probably like 95% of stuff you're not telling us that's going to be way cooler than this, and you're waiting for the game to release.
Yeah.
So everybody's shocked, and that's their style, and I love it.
Yeah, for sure. So that let me just quickly go through these then. Any secretist mode at the stretch goal, you're able to share your party with Fortress Town AI's control data with other players, allowing them to battle your army without you even being online. Fortress Town Asset Pack. This is set visual assets will allow you to customize your fortress in a style of a Japanese or Chinese castle, setting you apart from the rest. This is the third piece of digital DLC for backers is free. Battle defense mode. At this stretch goal, invaders will periodically attack your fortress town as the story progresses. Build a citadel to strengthen your walls. Train defensive troops. Develop weapons. Protect your citizenry from from those who will ransack your home. And then finally, another story, Sane, taking control of Sane in an adventure told from the Empire's point of view. So that is the Kickstarter as entirely.
So remember what I said back before we first talked about this release? I
Yeah.
hope you get to pick.
Yeah.
Well, you get to see the other side of it.
You get to see the other side. Yeah, exactly.
But I'm hoping, like I said, I hope it's not a prequel. Right? So I hope it's not that you see the Empire's point of view at before this game happens. I'm hoping it's either during or after.
After, yeah.
I hope it's not before it. Right. So and with defense mode, I kind of cheated there a little bit when I told you what I thought it was.
Okay.
I read ahead, right?
Got it.
So I think that one is all it is. But hero mode and Asynchronous mode and Fortress Town, I don't know. I think there's.
You think there's more? You think there's more? I hope there's more too.
Maybe I'm just being, too excited about it or something. But I think that there's going to be a lot more to that than what they're telling us.
I hope so too. If that's the case, shoot. So that is the Kickstarter entirely. We hit the goals. It's nuts. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be transferring over to the Reddit AMA and see. So like from the Discord AMA, fans ask questions. Rabbit Bear Studios answered as many as possible. So I'm going to be just discussing the questions. Luca will just react if there's anything that stands out from it. So let me see. Let me see how many questions there is. There's a lot. There's a long list. So as we're going through the questions, I'll try to skim and see like which ones we'll talk about. But I'll start this off from Blue Moon Rune on Reddit. It says, "Thank you so much for the Suikoden series. It's my all-time favorite series, and one I constantly return to. I just finished replaying the original the other day. Everything about it owns my heart. I have two questions. First, one of the things I love about the Suikoden series is the overarching theme of striving against fate. Characters that are fated by the runes to face each other in battle. The stars of destiny are brought together by fate. The Soul Eater manipulates the fate of those close to its bearer, and so on. Will this theme reappear in Eiyuden Chronicle?" And the second question was the only thing I love more than Suikoden is my cats and all cats. Can you tell us more about the roles cats will play in Eiyuden Chronicle? Will you be able to stroll around from their perspective, like Kuroku in Suikoden 3? Will there be cat-related mini games? Will the cats have names, personalities? Thank you again. And so let's see. They answered for question 1. I can't give you any information about your first question because it will be a spoiler. Something like that could be something we look into. Second question, I can't make any promises at this early phase of the production. I mean, it's a possibility, but please wait longer. So when they say like, "Oh, we can't talk about it because it's a spoiler," you think there's like some sort of action?
Yes.
That's just yes, right? Yeah.
That's yes. That's yeah.
Like, oh, you kind of got it already.
I can't answer the question, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to happen because that's awesome.
Yeah.
The story is amazing, and everyone loves this part of the story. So yes, but we're not allowed to say yes. So we're gonna say I can't tell you.
Yeah.
So that's what that tells me. But I mean, I could be wrong. It could be like we're gonna be purposely like I said, they like you to think you know where they're going, and then do a 180 on you and show you that what you actually wanted isn't as good as what they have planned for you. Yeah. So I'll be probably happy with whatever they pick and whatever they write.
Yeah, really, pretty much. This question is from Leon Geese. I butchered that name basically. It says, "Hi team, thanks for everything. One of the great aspects of your work in the past was world building and the associated lore and politics that goes with it. Can we expect a world bigger than the setting for the game that could potentially span a series?" They answered, "I love to create big worlds and show characters and their lives within them. I can never fully show the whole world in one game, so you will need multiple games to get a full scope." So that basically confirms we're basically going to have a series.
Do that for sure.
Yeah, basically that we're going to have a series. Let me see. So yeah, that's cool. That's good to know. I'm happy to hear that. I hope. I mean, like for me, like I could probably speak for Luca here, but like I hope they kind of hit like some Easter eggs of like, yeah, hey, that's so and so from Suikoden, but it's not the exact character because Konami owns them, sort of thing. Just
that.
Just
really
references.
Just release the IP. Give it to them.
Yeah, basically.
Give it to them.
Yeah. Let me see.
Or let the fans pay for it to give it to them. I don't care. Like, just take my money.
Fans will do it. Yeah, the fans will do that. Let me see. Hi team. The past few months has been really exciting. I can honestly say that Eiyuden Kickstarter has probably been the highlight of my year thus far. I just recently finished Final Fantasy VI, and I was impressed by how the story revolves around the game's large cast, allowing different characters to play key roles at different points of the story. I'd like to ask you and the team, besides your own works, what other old school or modern JRPGs did you enjoy playing and draw inspiration from? Thank you so much. Cheering for you guys. That's from Rex_915 on Reddit, and they mentioned, or Miriyama has mentioned, that this game is the evolution of all my design experience gained through the work of Genso Suikoden and Alliance Alive. As far as the visual design, seeing what Octopath Traveler achieved, including its popularity helped guide in its visual direction. So, I mean, I haven't played Octopath at all. Have you played Octopath?
I haven't played it, but a friend of mine, he really loves Octopath Traveler.
Yeah.
And when he saw this, he was like, "Man, it looks so much like Octopath Traveler," and like he's trying to get me to play it. And I'm totally willing to, and I'm probably going to stream it on Twitch. So,
cool.
My first playthrough will be on Twitch.
There you go.
I've seen it. From what I've seen, I enjoy it. I like it. The battle system looks pretty fun, and the story seems fun too. So
yeah,
I'm definitely into it.
Yeah. So like when this Kickstarter basically came out, like in the beginning, people were referencing Octopath already, before they even referenced like Suikoden. So that's good to know that like it's pretty solid already, and I've yet to like fully see or watch or play Octopath myself, but like from what I'm seeing from osmosis, like it looks to be a game up my alley basically. So yeah, let me see. Okay, we were just mentioning about time locked stuff. So Jason_N, I've been wanting to know about time locked missable characters, as in ones that if you don't recruit them by a certain point of the game, you miss them out forever. I recall this being a big issue for some of the earliest games and past titles that you worked on, which required a complete starting over of the game to get all the characters and get the best ending. I'm all for hitting characters that are hard to recruit, but I hope they can be recruited at any time during endgame if they were missed. What are your plans regarding this? So they answered, I heard stories about having a tough time with time locked characters. I know it was an issue, so all I can say is we don't know at this time. So
yeah. So that's exactly what I was saying, is they put that mode in. I think that's what that mode actually is. Like I said, like they gave us that little blurb at the bottom of what it's gonna be. Like I said, there's no way that's all it's gonna be. There's gonna be more to it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. I think you can go through the game, and then if you miss something, it's not like, oh my god, I have to be nervous about this going through a second time.
Yeah.
Literally lift the time restraints on New Game Plus, right? They've already confirmed a New Game Plus. So maybe you go through the game, you missed characters because of time restraints, You go into New Game Plus, and now all the time restraints are gone. Like they don't exist because you entered.
Okay.
That's what I think. But I mean, maybe it is all just the blur, but I really doubt it.
Okay, got it. I mean, me personally, like, I mean, I'm like you, like I just like to enjoy the game. Nothing that has been time constrained has really like urged me to like really try to just speed through the game. I rather much like just enjoy like what am I going up against, like who are these characters, how can I optimize them the best as I can possibly can. Like, is there any relationships between these characters? Like, oh, is there any unites or heroic united attack sort of thing? So like I kind of want to delve into more of like who's more of the substantial stuff rather than like speeding through a game and trying to hit story points that I may or may not be interested in. So that's just me. Let me see. So next question from Reen. So let's see. It says, thanks a lot for doing this. And question number 1, in the cooking mini game, can we expect our heroes to be judges of the cooking contest? I think that would give them a lot of extra characterization. Number 2, the theater mini game, can we cast our heroes in the roles available each play? I'd be very excited to if we are able to have Euphorius plays as let's see, Juliet, basically play as Juliet from Romeo and Juliet. Let's see. So they answered number 1. That probably won't be how the cooking minigame works at this time. And they answered 2, yes, you should make Euphorius Juliet. So a little more not exposition, but like more detail in terms of the cooking minigame. So like in Suikoden 2, your characters can be your panel judges. It sounds like from what he's saying is they're not going to be in a panel of judges this time around, but maybe there'll be assists, maybe they'll just make comments, I don't know. So that'll be interesting in terms of the cooking minigame, because maybe it'll be something totally different than what you're used to. And then 2, in terms of like the theater casting people, it sounds like we can cast ridiculous roles for ridiculous characters. So that'd be a pretty have some comedy there. Any thoughts there?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
I don't have to. I think you hit the nail on the head with that one.
Yeah.
Personally, I hate it when I think exactly like you, because then I have to.
Okay.
But that's what my thoughts were.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not gonna bother responding with the same thing.
Yeah. Repeat. Right. Okay.
I think the exact same thing as Nerd in the Bay. So there we go.
Okay.
I don't have an opinion on that one.
Let's see. I'm gonna do a couple more because I kind of constrained on time. Let's see. Mariyama-san, your games, the worlds, the characters, conflicts you created inspired me to be a narrative designer. Thank you for being a constant source of inspiration for all of the wonderful memories. How will character progression work in this game? Will characters level up with stat increase? Will they be skill systems? Do you go a specific character to teach or improve their character skills? So they answered, the base system will be an orthodox level up system. However, based on your rune lenses, there will be some skills that you learn. So these skills are going to be based on your rune lenses, is what he basically just said. So it's not like you're going to go to a trainer and level up evasion and get it up to S skill. It's gonna be all going through your rune lens. So it sounds like whether it's the story rune lens or like something that you put on a character, that you might want to make sure that it's the best rune lens for that character. So like you're thinking about rune customization to that point, to like the mid-max customization point. So yeah, what do you think? Would you rather have like the skill system from 3 or see what happens with this?
I like the skill system. I mean, we'll see what happens, obviously. Like I said, like there's plenty of times where I'll look at something and be like, oh, I want it to be like this, and then when they show what it actually is, I'm like, oh, well, that's better than my idea, which I expect from these guys. So I liked the skill system from 3. I liked it probably even more in 5.
Mm-hmm.
So You know what? I like that, but I'll wait and see if they come up with something better, which they probably will, because these guys are amazingly talented. So yeah, I'll wait for them and trust in them, because they're arguably the best in the business. So.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let me do one final one. Let me go look for a good one. So, let's see. This question from the _overlord _Laharl. Let's see. He asked 2 questions. He or she asked 2 questions. Hey, thanks for doing another AMA. I got 2 questions. One, will we be able to choose which characters we control in towns and dungeons, or will we be restricted to Noah? Or 2, will there be any type of playable summoner character? So thanks for answering. I look forward to more updates from about Eiyuden in the future. So they answered, Noah will be someone that you control quite a bit. Allowing people to freely choose their main character will mean more animations and be quite expensive. As far as the summoner character goes, it's still early, but we'll consider it. So it just sounds like they want to make sure Noah is the character that you're controlling, but they do understand. They hear that people want to control like Eupharius or Marissa or any of the other characters that are maybe Gar or whoever. They want to have like the main movable character be like whoever they want them to be. But it sounds like they're just going to stick with Noah for the most part, because if they have the budget for it, then they'll be able to do have characters that you want to pick to be the ones moving around. But it sounds like it's not in their cards to be able to do that. Maybe in the maybe in the sequel, who knows? But yeah, I mean, Luca, any thoughts there about like just kind of basically just being Noah, moving around? Or...
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
If he's our main character, he's our main character.
Yeah.
They've already given us DLCs for Marissa and God damn it,
Insane.
Get his name already. Insane.
Yeah.
So we've already, and they're giving us the Empire's view of things. They're giving us a lot. Guys.
Yeah.
So I think this is more than fair that we use Noah as the main character. That's the character that they have envisioned going through this story. So let's play their story.
Yeah.
We trusted them to make this game. Let's trust them with the character too.
Yeah. So that's it for the Reddit AMA. There's more questions that they have out there, but we're just gonna end it there, and I'll just go to the final portion of the podcast. Now that the Kickstarter is all done, maybe we'll have more AMAs down the line, as like status updates through tweets and these AMAs with answering questions. So now what do we do? So 2022 is slowly getting there, but it's far away. We still have to deal with 2021. As you can see on the video portion I put up, there's a video playing on Suikoden 2. So what we're going to be talking about a little bit is just what do we do in the meantime. The logical choice of that is you're a fan of, basically what Luca just said is play Suikoden. The most logical choice is like you're a fan of the Eiyuden Chronicle that is based on Suikoden, play Suikoden. If you're a content creator, make content on Suikoden, which me and Luca are doing. Luca has a lot of ideas in terms of Suikoden content that I think you guys will be excited for once he's able to do them. But yeah, so like play Suikoden if you're just playing the games, and take your time. Don't speed rush it. What's that?
Hit up the Twitch streamers too, right?
Yeah.
Like, we got some really good Suikoden Twitch streamers out there. Ones that we didn't even get to last time. One I definitely want to shout out right now.
Yeah, go for it.
A guy named BK18.
Okay.
Now, dude, you're gonna love this. Okay, first of all, he's a FFBE guy like me, right? So he does all that stuff, but he's a massive Suikoden fan to the point where on RPG Maker he recreated Suikoden 2.
Nice.
And quality of life changes to it.
Awesome.
So like the joint attacks, they're available. So when you came up, you always had like attack, defend,
bribe,
let go, bribe, that stuff, and then you had to click into fight and then find out where your joint attack was. Right? He already has it set up where if you brought Victor and Flick, it's already there.
It's already there, and you just pick it. Oh, cool, good.
Straight to joint attack.
Yeah.
You can. redid the animations. All of it looks so cool.
Oh,
he
nice.
says he's getting the files together, and I hope I get to play it soon. He invented a new game plus. For those of people that don't know, Suikoden 2 actually meant to have a new game plus, and you can find it in the files. But you have to like go through an emulator, and it can be very glitchy. But it doesn't actually work. It just like shows you what the intention was. But he actually went through and did it and made it so that Joey and Luca Blight were actually playable characters.
Oh, wow.
In the new this guy is awesome.
Yeah.
Right. The other one I want to shout out, definitely Six String 92. That guy he knows his stuff. He's a fun guy to be around. If you want to watch some really fun playthroughs with voice acting and stuff like that, great guy to see. UC Pezmerga. I mean, you can already tell this guy's a Suikoden guy right away. His name's Pezmerga. He loves the Suikoden lore. He loves discussing the games with you as you go through. He's constantly playing Suikoden games, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tactics. He'll play them all, and he'll always be there to help out with new people.
Yeah.
Love that guy. So definitely jump over to Twitch to see these 3 people for sure.
Cool. So yeah. So we were talking about, play Suikoden. If you're just playing them, take your time. No rush. We have 2 years. If you're a content creator, make Suikoden content, because we can, of course, we can do the Let's Plays and do that. But if you want to dive into what makes this game and what we're going to be eventually delving into when Eiyuden Chronicles come out, is make. I'm kind of hesitant to say, because I don't want to give any of Luca's ideas away. So just make unique content in that sense. So talk about runes, talk about the characters, talk about not just playing doing a Let's Play. Doing a Let's Play is fine if that's what you want to do. I'm doing a Let's Play of Suikoden 2. That's my plan, is to go through all the games. Luca is planning to stream all the games eventually. As he just rotates through his catalog of all the RPG games that he's planning on going through. If you want to do the Let's Play route, go ahead and do that. Stream it, Let's Play, do special type of videos if you have that idea of doing that too, because more and more people are getting into Suikoden because of Eiyuden Chronicle, because the hype that's going around it. New people are learning to love about this game, just trying it out, because oh man, what's going on with this Eiyuden? I gotta try Suikoden 1, I gotta play Suikoden 2, what's 3 about? So they're getting to know this world that we all already knew back in the day, back in the 90s and 2000s. All these new people are trying to just understand what the hype is about, and it's a great time to be a Suikoden fan and now Eiyuden fan now, because just play the games, stream them, make content on them, make special videos about it, so more and more people can get to know what this Eiyuden Suikoden thing is about. I'm doing my part in terms of doing Let's Plays. I have some sort of ideas of other stuff I want to do. Luca Blight is doing Twitch streaming now, and he got affiliates, so now he's making his way to maybe one day go to get partner and just kind of educate. We're all basically educating the masses of people that are not unaware of what Suikoden is, what Eiyuden Chronicles is, and we all have a part to play, whether you're making art on the game, on Instagram or on Twitter, or whether you're making videos, whether you're writing articles. I plan to write an article about it too as well, about Eiyuden, and just anything that you can think of that is pro for Suikoden or pro for Eiyuden, definitely do it. And no matter what the hurdles that you may have across, just get it started and just mold it and just do it. So it's kind of like the advice that I would give in the other podcast that I do, Open Bar for Content Creators podcast, is whatever idea that you have, whether you're unsure to do it, just go ahead and do it. Just get it started, and then you'll make your way and figure it out from there. But yeah, Luca, any sort of advice or just suggestions that you would think of in terms of what do we do now that we just have this time to wait for Eiyuden Chronicle?
Spend a lot of time on YouTube and Twitch, guys.
Yeah.
content creators, keep creating. Just like Nerd in the Bay was saying there.
Yeah.
Keep creating this content, keep pushing, because 2 years is a long time and we could forget by then.
Yeah.
So don't lose this momentum. The more we push, the more we'll get.
Yeah.
And if the Eiyuden Chronicle turns out as good as we think it is going to, then if we have all this momentum going in and it turns out to be that good, we're going to end up with sequels beyond sequels, and then who knows, maybe they even get Suikoden back itself. So that's definitely the goal in my mind after seeing this amazing game come out, because I know it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. So like we all have a part to play as a Suikoden and Eiyuden like community. Just find the thing that you're passionate about and get it started and do it. That's all we can really say. So just do your part and just enjoy the process, because it's again long wait for Eiyuden, but at the same time just enjoying the community, just loving all this basically all this attention that Suikoden should have gotten per se, since Suikoden like often went up against big name RPGs, and yet they didn't fare so well, but people love the games. I would say definitely just find your thing and go for it and give it a shot. So so that's it for the podcast. Guys, thank you for just hanging out, watching, listening, whether you're listening on the audio end or you're watching on the video end. Guys, let us know what you guys think of like what we talked about in terms of the stretch goals. Like what do you think of some of the questions that the Reddit AMA asked? What kind of questions that you guys have that you want to ask Yoshitaka Maruyama and his team over at Rabbit Bear Studios, and like what do you guys think of in terms of making content for Suikoden, for new people to experience? What do you think of making art? What do you think of making music? What do you think of just anything that's revolved around Suikoden or Eiyuden Chronicle? Let us know in the comment section. Let us know on Twitter. So yeah, let us know wherever you can find us. So that's it for me and Luca Blight. Luca, where can they find you? Where can they find your streams? Plug all that.
Well, you can always find me on Twitter at King2_Blight, and I'm always doing something weird on Twitch or on Twitter.
Yeah.
On Twitch, it's King Luca Blight, and that's all one word. K is the uppercase. Same with the L, and then same with the. Yeah. You can find me there. You are going to be doing lots of Suikoden and lots of other JRPGs, so you can jump on over there. And then once you've got to my Twitch channel, everything that I have, where you can find me, is linked right on my front page. You can find my Discord, you can find my Twitter, you can find my YouTube, you can find all that stuff. So we'll have a great time, and we'll see you guys next time. Yeah. So, and for me, before I had like Nerd in the Bay all everywhere, but I'm pushing more so of the Stars of Destiny podcast, Twitter and Facebook. So the Twitter is Stars Destiny Pod for the Twitter of the podcast, like Twitter, and Stars of Destiny podcast is the Facebook page. So yeah, just let's gather everybody, let's gather all the stars, let's gather everybody, just to be able to just talk about this thing that we all love, that is Suikoden and Eiyuden Chronicle. Guys, thank you very much for hanging out with us, talking, chopping it up. Thank you for just listening. Thank you for supporting the podcast in any way, whether you're talking about it, whether you're tweeting, retweeting, anything, engaging in the videos, listening to the podcast, all that stuff. Thank you very much for all of that. We'll see you guys next time for the next episode. We'll talk about what the next episode will be. We'll probably maybe make a tweet about it, or write a Facebook post or whatever, and let you guys know what we're going to be discussing. And thank you guys for hanging out with us. And this is the Stars of Destiny podcast, and we'll see you guys next time. All right. Peace, guys.